Hey guys, in the hole here. Today I'm going to make a quick tutorial video about how to play with Greybone, and I'm just gonna jump into the challenge. And yeah, quick about Greybone. His ability is for 2 shadow power to bring up your latest killed ally from the graveyard, which if you save the shadow power you can pretty much use it infinitely in late game. And yeah, that makes it probably the most potent deck for late game play, even against the Ludven, because 2 Belladonnas easily kill off Aeon, and the Eladrin deck has no way to bring back the allies. So that's probably the best thing about Greybone. You won't run out of cards, but seems like I have some problems finding an opponent. But anyways, a little bit about my deck. Greybone is kind of weak in the early game, so yeah, that's your biggest problems. That's why I added quite a lot of burn to this deck, so that I can easily defeat, like keep the opponent's allies away in the early game, and like keep him at bay until I have 8 resources preferably, because then I can pump out 2 Belladonnas each turn, which makes me like really strong. And now I'm just gonna, starting off very normally. Now it's probably gonna summon a Blake. That would be the normal turnout of events when playing against an Ludwen. And yeah, I'm playing this game right now, so I don't know if I'm gonna win or lose. And yeah, but the Ludwen is definitely hard to meet, especially when he gets to go first. So I might have a hard time, but let's see if I can win this. Okay, so you would wanna stall him until you get your portal out and some resources so you can start burning away his health. And my hand was pretty good this time, so I think I have a pretty good chance in this game, even though he went first. Depends a little bit on what cards he pulls. Yeah, so all good so far. He didn't put a Blake but a Puan, so I'm not too worried about him hitting at me. So I'll just go ahead and use Hero Monsters to slow him down a little bit. And as he went first, he's got quite a few cards, so forcing him to sacrifice, and yeah, so on will keep me in pretty good shape. And I think he's using the pretty standard Eladrin deck. I don't know if too many Eladrin decks use Puan, but definitely a decent card, so nothing wrong with that. And let's just see what he casts now. Would it be great if he cast another Puan or Blake because then I would get... Yeah, okay, he doesn't cast anything, but I'll just use my Lightning Bolt this turn, Portal probably next turn, and then I'll just start pumping out some monsters. And would be great if he put out a portal this turn, or what else would be good? Yeah, I don't know, some Blake or some monsters. As Sandra, that's kind of bad, but as my monsters are pretty low cost, it's not too dangerous. Yeah, now I got the portal out, so next turn I'll just start mashing at him. And he still doesn't have his portal, so that's good for me. But if he would cast it this turn, it wouldn't be too bad here, because I got it first anyways, and yeah, I can just resurrect my Belladons and keep killing his monsters off, or allies. But I don't have too many cards, and I have no researches in this deck, so I pretty much rely on Belladonnas to keep me at a decent amount of cards. But the main tactic is probably just to keep casting something, what was I supposed to say? Yeah, keep sacrificing monsters each turn just to get the advantage in the in the resources, so that when you have 8 resources it's the optimal, because then you can just start casting at least 2 monsters each turn and returning them from the grave, which is like really awesome. And yeah, 8 damage per turn is quite a lot. At least you cast 2 Belladonnas, plus that you will always get to draw a card with her, so that's also really great. Okay, so he's not gonna use his Ice Shard to kill off my Belladonna, which is, I don't know, might not be so smart of him, but I'll just sacrifice my Fireball and bring back my Belladonna, and then I'm gonna... The Infernal Gargoyle is a really good card because he doesn't get killed by 1 Ice Shard, which is real annoying for Red Ludwig, I noticed, because he will have to sacrifice an attack from the one ally to kill it off. Not a huge advantage, but still something. And as you can see, he's got quite a lot of shadow energy, shadow power, or which is kind of bad for me, but I think I can keep some advantage in this game. Would be bad if he cast an Aeon right now, but I still have quite a lot of health, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so now he's probably gonna go from a Bad Wolf or not. Well, at least he's gonna use the Ice Shard on a Bad Wolf in that case. Yeah, but no worries, because I'll just get it back next turn. Now that card is a little bit of a problem for me, because it's... yeah, you can't attack her, but I got a good lightning bolt here right now, so I can just cast that one to take her out, and then a Bad Wolf to... yeah, just to get an ally advantage. Yeah, as you can see, now that I have a lot of resources, the deck is real good, because I can just pump out monsters each turn, and every time a monster dies or an ally dies, I can just get it back and cast it again. So now if we would cast an Aeon, it would probably be worst case scenario for me, but yeah, I still think I can do fairly well, because I have a pretty good amount of shadow power. I can get a monster back now 4 turns in a row, which I suspect the game will be over in about 4 or 5 turns. So I'm in a pretty good position. I don't have too many cards, but yeah, but I feel pretty good, because I can just recycle these monsters over and over again. And when I have 8 resources, I'll just stop sacrificing. And yeah, he's gonna kill off my Bad Wolf. And what else? Probably gonna come... oh, okay, no. Lightning Strike, that's kinda surprised, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm gonna dish out some great damage at him. I'm not gonna sacrifice anything now, because I just want to get as much damage as possible. That's why I'm gonna put out a Bad Wolf also instead of a Stone Gargoyle, because now if I'm gonna get a Fireball, I'll just win the game. Which is, yeah, which is what I want. And as you can see, as long as you keep your own in the early game, you're pretty much gonna win in late game with Greybone, because it's a real good deck, especially if you know how to play it. There are many good Greybone players out there, and an Eladvend doesn't just facially. Okay, he left. So those are my thoughts on how to play Greybone, and hope you like the tutorial. So see ya some next time.